Hey, it's Coach Cliff with Northern Lights Swim Club, and this is your daily Swimcast for August 27th, 2024. Happy birthday, Dad. To get started with, for the silver group, we're going to start with a set that we call Heat Up, Not Warm Up. This is to get our legs ready for our first main set of the day. So we're going to start with 7 100s with a 75 free and then a 25 kick inside of each 100. And then we're going to go right into a set of 725s sprint kick on your back. These are streamline on back with fins, dolphin kick. So we're going to wake up our core also on this. As soon as we get done with that, we're going to slide into a set called the Legs Feed the Bear. And this is a set that we're going to do 4 times through, alternating between 75s and 50s. The 75s are going to be on the 140 sprint kick with fins, and the 50s are going to be on the 120. Same thing, sprint kick with fins. We're going to vacillate back and forth between these two distances all the while, just really cranking on our legs, making sure that we are giving the legs everything we've got on that. It's a kind of a VO2 max kind of kick set. When we get done with that, by the time we get done with this, it should be about 7 o'clock. And at that point, the lesson kids are out of the pool. When they're out of the pool, we have room to do our next main set. What we're going to do is have stations. The one station is going to be in the shallow end over there where the lessons are normally going with propellers. You're going to do 4 sprint widths with those propellers on about the minute interval. Take a little bit of rest. Then you're going to move over to another station. We're going to have short bungees stationed around the edge of the pool. You're going to do a series of 8 12-yard, hopefully 12-yard sprints off the wall, where you're just powering out for 10 hand hits off the wall as fast as you can. Dolphin kicks into flutter kicks into 10 fast hand hits, just really, really fast. You're going to do 8 of those sprints, rest a couple of minutes, and then you got 2 25 sprints. These are going to be stroke, and you're going to do 2 25s over in a set of 25 meter lanes, long lanes, and get those in. And you're going to repeat that 3 times through. First the propeller sprints, then the bungee sprints, and then the straight up stroke sprints. Okay, so we're going to do that 3 times through. It should be fun. We're going to, if needed, if we have too many people for those stations, we'll add in a dry land station where we're doing some abs, or maybe some TRX strap work, but probably abs. And but we're only going to do that if we need that space. Otherwise, it's just going to be all swimming and sprinting and lots of rest on this. So I'll see you guys at the pool. Wanted to send out a message to our gold swimmers. There's a little bit of confusion about what's going on after high school season and what our focus is going to be for our gold group. Our gold group in the last 3 years ago got split into 2 different training groups. One was what we called our senior elite comp group, and the other was just our gold group. We split them into 2 groups because we had such a large group of high school swimmers, closing in on about 55 swimmers total, that we really needed to split them out so everybody could get the attention they needed. That group size has fallen significantly, so we're going to condense everything back to what it was for most of the swim team's career in existence, where we had just the gold group for our high school swimmers. We have a lot fewer, about 20 fewer swimmers in that group than we did, so we're going to just revert back to that old schedule. Now, let's talk about what the actual practice schedule is going to look like. We do have afternoon practices this year. They're going to be from 4 to 6, and here's how they're going to work. From 4 to 5:15, we're going to be doing a revolutionary kind of training. We're going to be focusing almost entirely on sprint training, sprint, power, and technique. That's what we're going to be focusing on in our afternoon practices. So from Monday through Friday, we're going to have a practice from 4 to 5:15 in the water. That's going to be sprint and technique oriented, all power related. Just basically everything we're going to do is based on race pace swimming for shorter races, 50s, 100s. That's going to be our afternoon practices. Right after that afternoon practice, we'll go into some dry land. I've got a series of dry land that we've curated. Our 2 days a week, we're going to be doing a set of dry land that I had curated by Coach Sam back when she was working with us, before she was working just at the hospital all the time. And that dry land is geared on overall muscle activation, core strength, stability strength, and making sure that we are strong swimmers and athletes. on the other 2 days of the week, we're going to be focusing almost entirely on our core, just abdominal and core strength, making sure that we are strong through and through and that we can really power off the walls. That's the main focus of our dry land on those days. So we want to be able to have really great dolphin kicks off the wall, and that starts with our core. So between those two things in our afternoon practices, we've got our hour and 15 minutes, 4 to 5:15, where we are focusing just on in-pool power, strength, and technique. And then after that, dry land until 6, where we're focusing on core stability of our joints and swimming muscles, and then making sure that we've just got a strong core in general. So that's what we're doing in the afternoons. In the mornings, we're going to be running a practice Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning. It's an early morning practice, and this is going to be for people who are looking for preparing for races that are longer than 100. We are going to be working on races and race phase training for everything from the 200 free, 500 free to the mile, all our IM events, and all our longer stroke events. We are going to be using a lot of the same strategies for preparing for that we do in our sprint training and as far as cycling and working through different energy systems. But there's going to be a significant amount more yardage in those morning practices. So whereas in the afternoon, we might be looking at practices that are around 2,000 yards or less, we're going to be looking at practices that are over 3,500 or more, closer to maybe 4,000 or 5,000 in some cases. But that's not to scare you off. That's to let you know that that's for different preparation. So we've got 2 phases of training that we're going to be working on, some sprint phase training in the afternoons and some more aerobic-based and general preparation training in the mornings. In my opinion, a really balanced swimmer is going to have both of these. If you are one of those unicorns that is strictly a sprinter, and we do have some on our team that are mostly just sprinters, you're going to want to focus on just those morning practices. If you're somebody who's more oriented into distance swimming, you're going to want to go to both. I mean, even Bobby Fink has a strong sprint at the end of his mile. Take a look at that world record sprint this summer. So as far as our training goes, that's what we're looking at. Mornings, 6:30 to 8. Afternoons, 4 to 6. That 4 to 6 is split into 2 parts where we have in water from 4 to 5:15 and 5:15 to 6 for dry land work. If you guys are looking for some meets to go to, we have plenty of opportunities to go to meets. We're going to be looking at Senior Champs, which is down in the peninsula this year. And we're going to be looking at futures for anybody who's qualified for futures. And we're going to be looking at Senior Zones, which is in April, for anybody that's qualified for the senior Zone meet. So we've got lots of opportunities for both in and out-of-state travel for this group. And I'm really excited to be working with this group again. I don't know how many of you know this, but about 15 years ago, Ben and I switched positions. And I was coaching the gold group and he was coaching the silver group at the time. We needed to make a change because our age group program was suffering quite a bit and we didn't have a good feed going into our high school program. So I took over that age group program, including the lessons and all that went into that. And now that we have a very robust age group program again, I'm going to be stepping back into that gold position. So that's where we are with this particular season coming up, and kind of the background on what we're going to be doing and how you need to be thinking about this season. I really want to encourage you guys to reach out. If you've got any questions at all, reach out. Let me know what's concerning you, what you're worried about as far as any changes that are coming down the pike. And then also let me know if you've got any concerns about like stuff that you really want to prepare for. You've got a meet that you want to prepare for, and I want to help you. So let's get to it. We'll get some work in this season. You've got high school season to get through first, and then we're back to Team Northern Lights for the remainder of the year, back until next August when high school season starts again. I just want to make sure that you guys are ready to achieve the goals that you want to shoot for. So let's do it. I'll see you at the pool. Thanks for staying all the way to the end of the Swimcast. Please click like and then subscribe. I'll see you at the pool.